Keep listening to English every single day helps improve your understanding and speaking naturally. It trains your ears to recognize words, sounds, and phrases. Daily practice builds confidence, vocabulary, and fluency. Stay patient and consistent. The more you listen, the more confident you'll become in speaking and understanding English fluently. When we disconnect from technology and reconnect with the natural world. In today's fast-paced digital world, it's easy to feel constantly plugged in. Screens follow us everywhere. Our phones buzz with messages, laptops blink with notifications, and TVs hum in the background. We are living in an age of constant connection, yet many of us feel disconnected from ourselves, from others, and from the natural world. But something powerful happens when we choose to step away from technology and return to nature. When we disconnect from technology and reconnect with the natural world, we often rediscover peace, clarity, and a deeper sense of purpose. Nature has a gentle way of welcoming us back. The rustle of leaves, the whispering wind, the songs of birds, and the steady rhythm of ocean waves are not just background noise. They are reminders of a slower, more grounded existence. While technology races ahead, nature remains patient and still, inviting us to match its pace. One of the first things we notice when we unplug from digital life is silence, not the absence of sound, but the calming quiet that allows our thoughts to breathe. Without the constant pinging of messages or the lure of scrolling, our minds have space to wander, reflect, and reset. This mental stillness can be healing. It reduces stress, eases anxiety, and improves focus. Nature becomes a gentle therapist, offering her calming presence without judgment or agenda. Moreover, reconnecting with nature brings us back to our senses. In a world dominated by screens, we often forget to truly see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. But walk through a forest and suddenly your senses come alive. You notice the intricate pattern of bark on a tree, the way sunlight dances through leaves, the scent of damp earth after rain. You hear the distant call of a bird or the rush of a nearby stream. These details ground us in the present moment, reminding us that life is not just about productivity or progress, it's about experience, connection, and being. Spending time in the natural world also nurtures gratitude. As we observe the beauty and balance of ecosystems, we become more aware of the miracle of life. A blooming flower, a busy bee, or a star-filled night sky can inspire awe. We begin to feel more connected to something greater than ourselves. We start to see that we are not separate from nature but part of it, interwoven with the soil, the air, and every living being. This sense of belonging can be deeply comforting. Our bodies, too, benefit from time away from screens and time spent outdoors. Studies have shown that walking in nature can lower blood pressure, reduce inflammation, and boost the immune system. Sunlight helps our bodies produce vitamin D, essential for health and mood. Even short amounts of time in a natural setting, sitting under a tree, walking barefoot in the grass, or watching the clouds drift by, can improve our physical and emotional well-being. Furthermore, when we put down our devices and spend time in nature, we strengthen our relationships with ourselves and with others. Without the distractions of social media or constant messages, we have space for deeper conversations. Sharing a hike with a friend, sitting around a campfire with family, or simply enjoying a quiet sunrise together builds real connection. There's something about nature that invites honesty, presence, and simplicity. It reminds us that we don't need to perform or impress, we just need to be. But reconnecting with nature doesn't always require a grand escape into the wilderness. It can be as simple as gardening in your backyard, walking through a city park, watching birds from your window, or growing a few herbs on your balcony. The key is intention, to be present, to notice, and to appreciate. Even 5 minutes outside can shift our perspective, slow our breathing, and bring us back to what matters. Reconnecting with the natural world also teaches us patience and acceptance. Trees grow slowly. Seasons change in their own time. Animals follow their instincts without hurry. Nature doesn't rush, yet everything gets done. This rhythm can teach us to let go of our need for constant control and allow things to unfold. We learn to trust the process of life, just as rivers find their path and seeds eventually bloom. Moreover, time in nature can spark creativity and inspiration. Many artists, writers, and thinkers throughout history have turned to the natural world for ideas. The quiet of a forest or the vastness of a desert can clear mental clutter and make space for new thoughts. Nature doesn't demand attention the way a phone does, it offers space. And in that space, creativity often flourishes. As we become more connected to nature, we often feel a desire to protect it. This reconnection nurtures a sense of responsibility. When we witness the beauty of a coral reef or the majesty of a mountain range, we understand what's at stake. We realize that our choices, what we consume, how we live, how we treat the earth, matter. This shift in mindset can lead to more sustainable, thoughtful living. Still, making time to unplug and reconnect isn't always easy. Technology is woven into our work, our social lives, even our rest. But the benefits of stepping away, even for a short time, are worth the effort. We don't need to abandon technology altogether. We just need to create balance. Think of nature as a reset button, always available, always open. The more we return to it, the more balanced and whole we feel. In conclusion, when we disconnect from technology and reconnect with the natural world, we rediscover something deeply human. We return to our roots, our rhythms, and our senses. We remember what it feels like to breathe fully, to notice beauty, and to be present. Nature offers us healing, peace, and perspective. In a world full of noise, it is the quiet of the natural world that speaks the loudest and perhaps says exactly what we need to hear. So next time the screen feels too bright, the notifications too loud, or the world too fast, step outside. Listen to the wind. Watch the sky. Let your feet touch the earth. Let nature remind you that you are alive and that, sometimes, the most powerful connection is not online, but right outside your door. When we truly begin to disconnect from technology and open ourselves to the rhythms of the natural world, we often undergo an internal transformation. This isn't just about taking a break, it's about reawakening. The modern digital lifestyle keeps us constantly stimulated and distracted, feeding our minds with endless information but leaving our hearts and spirits craving something deeper. Nature provides that depth. One of the most profound experiences we gain from reconnecting with nature is self-discovery. Without constant updates, alerts, and distractions from our phones or computers, we begin to hear our own thoughts more clearly. We begin to notice the subtle whispers of our intuition, the inner voice that often gets drowned out in the digital noise. In the forest, by a river, or beneath a starlit sky, we are reminded of who we really are when no one is watching. We are reminded that we are enough, just as we are. This process of reconnecting also strengthens mindfulness. In the natural world, things don't move at lightning speed. A butterfly doesn't rush. A tree doesn't grow in a day. By spending time outside, we learn to slow down and be present. Watching a sunset, feeling the breeze on our skin, or listening to the rhythm of rain on leaves, all of these bring us into the now. Mindfulness is a natural byproduct of being in nature, and it helps us become more in tune with our bodies, emotions, and surroundings. Nature also gives us perspective. Standing at the edge of a vast ocean or at the top of a mountain reminds us of how small we are, and yet, how significant. The universe doesn't revolve around our to-do lists or inboxes. Seasons come and go, tides rise and fall, and life continues whether or not we respond to every notification. This realization can be incredibly freeing. It helps us loosen our grip on stress, fear, and pressure. We begin to see the bigger picture. That life is not about rushing to the next thing, but about being fully present with what is. Another important lesson nature teaches us is resilience. Trees bend in the wind. Rivers carve paths through rock. Flowers bloom after the storm. Nature endures challenges and changes with grace, and when we spend time with her, we are reminded that we can too. We see that setbacks are part of the journey, and that growth often happens slowly, quietly, and under the surface. We begin to trust the process of life a little more. Disconnecting from technology also gives us the gift of solitude, a powerful form of nourishment that is often undervalued. In the silence of a forest or the openness of a field, we are not truly alone. We are with the earth and with ourselves. This kind of solitude is not lonely, but spacious. It's where clarity, healing, and creativity begin. It's where we can pause, reflect, and reconnect with our values and intentions. When we give ourselves space to just be, without input from the outside world, we make room for growth and inner peace. As we spend more time in nature, we also become more tuned into beauty, not the kind that needs filters or validation, but raw, authentic beauty. The way sunlight streams through branches, the sound of waves crashing, the feel of moss under our hands, these are simple, perfect moments that fill us with wonder. The more we notice them, the more we appreciate life's small, quiet miracles. Our hearts soften. We smile more. We feel lighter. Nature also encourages movement and play. Unlike sitting in front of a screen for hours, being in nature often means walking, climbing, exploring, or simply stretching. We move more freely, breathe more deeply, and feel more alive. We might splash in a stream, skip rocks across a lake, or dance in the rain. These acts of joy remind us of childhood, of a time before we were so busy or burdened. Nature gives us permission to let go and simply enjoy being. In reconnecting with the natural world, many people also discover or strengthen their sense of purpose. Time away from digital distractions allows us to reflect on what really matters, what kind of life we want to live, what values we want to uphold, and what impact we want to have. Many environmentalists, conservationists, and healers found their calling not in front of a screen, but under the open sky. Nature can speak to us in ways that change our direction and inspire us to live more intentionally. There's also a strong spiritual dimension to being in nature. Whether or not we follow a specific religion, many of us feel a sense of divine presence or sacredness in the natural world. The vastness of a night sky, the rhythm of the ocean, the intricate design of a spiderweb, these things stir something deep within us. They remind us that life is mysterious and miraculous, and that we are part of something far greater than ourselves. Importantly, as we fall more in love with nature, we often become better stewards of the earth. We start to care more about how our actions affect the environment. We become more mindful of what we consume, how we travel, and how we treat the planet. This shift isn't forced, it comes naturally as a result of the deep connection we feel. When you've walked in an ancient forest, swum in a crystal-clear river, or watched wildlife in its natural habitat, it's hard to ignore the importance of protecting these treasures. So how can we begin to disconnect from technology and reconnect with nature in meaningful, consistent ways? Start small. Begin with a daily walk without your phone. Take your morning coffee outside. Spend 5 minutes watching the clouds. Have a picnic in the park. Create a screen-free zone in your home or a device-free hour each day. Plan weekend trips to places with more trees than we feed. Try camping, hiking, gardening, or stargazing. And most importantly, be present while you're out there. Don't turn your time in nature into another thing to post or share. Let it be just for you. You might be surprised by what you feel. A calm you've been missing. A joy you forgot you had. A strength you didn't know you still carried. Technology isn't the enemy, but when it becomes the only thing we engage with, we lose touch with something essential. The earth is still here, still calling, still offering her beauty, wisdom, and healing. She waits with open arms, asking nothing but that we come as we are, breathe deeply, and stay a while. In the end, reconnecting with the natural world is not just about healing ourselves, it's about remembering that we belong. We belong to the earth. We belong to the quiet. We belong to the sky, the trees, and the rhythm of life that technology can never replicate. So unplug, step outside, breathe, feel the ground beneath your feet. Let nature remind you, you are home.